Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today I'm bringing you a detailed overview and installation of the SR Performance polished underdrive pulleys fitting all 86 to 93 5-liter Mustangs. In this video, I'll be going over exactly how underdrive pulleys work and what they are in regards to the benefits to your engine. I'll talk about the materials and construction, and I'll top the video off with the installation, which I'll let you know up front here, underdrive pulleys are a very simple bolt-on mod, something that will get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. The SR Performance underdrive pulleys and the polished finish we have here today will be for any 86 to 93 5-liter Mustang owner who might be looking to free up some of the energy that the engine is using to power the factory pulleys in order to free up horsepower that can be used in other performance mods. Now on top of that, the installation is extremely simple. It's a very simple bolt-on mod here that we'll talk about a little later in the video, but up front this is something that just allows you to pick up some horsepower in other areas instead of using that power for the factory pulleys. So the first thing I want to touch on exactly is what are underdrive pulleys, what do they do, and what benefits do they have for your engine? Now in a nutshell, underdrive pulleys basically cut down on parasitic drivetrain loss by reducing the amount of power it takes to run your accessories like the alternator, the AC compressor, and the water pump. So to explain that a little bit further, the engine basically uses its own power to run all of the pulleys together, starting at the crankshaft pulley or the drive pulley. Now this particular pulley can actually be reduced in size to use less power, which can eventually use less power on the engine and free up around 10 to 15 horsepower. So right here I want to mention that freeing up 10 to 15 horsepower does not mean that you're going to gain 10 to 15 horsepower from adding underdrive pulleys. What that basically means is now instead of using that extra power on the factory pulleys, you have underdrive pulleys in their place, and that power can be redirected to other performance mods, such as the bolt-ons like a cold air intake, intake manifold, cylinder heads, cam, exhaust, things of that nature. Now you have the ability to add 10 to 15 horsepower with other mods such as those. Now another valid question you might be asking is, if you're reducing the size of the crankshaft pulley, wouldn't that mean that your alternator isn't running at full capacity, which of course affects a lot of different things in the engine and the car alone? Now that's a valid question for sure, but of course when you're reducing the crankshaft pulley size, you're also going to compensate by adding other pulley sizes as well. The changing of these sizes of the pulleys can actually reduce the amount of stress going on the engine, and it'll run absolutely at maximum potential, of course. Now if you're running a smaller pulley for the alternator, which we have here with the underdrive pulleys, and you're running like a massive amplifier in your trunk, you might see a little less power, but of course it's nothing to really ruin any drivability. You just want to make sure you're checking with your amperage and things of that nature with your alternator as well as your amp. So everything you can expect as far as pulleys are concerned, you can see right here on the table with me today. Everything you see here, you would get a crank pulley, an alternator pulley, and of course a water pump pulley. Now all of these come in with SR Performance being one of the most budget-friendly options on the market. Now reducing the parasitic drivetrain loss is very simple with just shy of $100. Now in my personal opinion, it's not too bad of a price for this, considering you'll be freeing up 10 to 15 horsepower. Now redirecting that power can definitely mean the world to you guys if you're going with simple budget-friendly bolt-on parts and you really want to maximize their potential. Now as far as materials and construction goes here, these are manufactured from a lightweight aircraft grade quality aluminum alloy. They're made for strength and durability. They're going to be a long-lasting pulley replacement for your factory options that are pretty much just plastic. Now on top of this, it actually has a mirror-like shine, giving it an aluminum type finish, something that's a little bit more attractive than just a gloss black like some of the other options out there. This is definitely going to be good for the guys out there who want a show car quality appearance when popping up the hood. So if you're not really interested in all the functionality benefits, you might be interested at least in the appearance aspect of it, since it is more of a show car finish. Shifting gears over to the install portion of the video, like I said in the beginning, it is one of the simpler mods you can do to your engine. It requires very few hand tools. A simple ratchet and socket set will do the trick. And of course, if you have a serpentine belt tension remover, then that would definitely help as well. Now, in order to get these installed, like I said, 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. It'll take you probably about an hour at the absolute max. Now, all you would have to do is release the tension on the serpentine belt or the drive belt, and then of course unbolt each of the pulleys, replace them, and then put the serpentine belt back on in the correct position. Now, as far as the correct position is concerned, when you pop open your hood, there should be a logo or some kind of decal map right on top of the radiator cover that should direct you on how to put the serpentine belt on correctly. You definitely want to make sure that's going on properly before you start the engine. Overall, like I said, about an hour's worth of time in the driveway at home. It'll definitely get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Just to wrap things up here, if you're the owner of an 86 to 93 5-liter Mustang, you might be looking for a way to reduce the amount of engine power that's being redirected at factory parts in order to free up some horsepower for performance mods. Now, if that sounds like something that's right up your alley and you're looking for a budget-friendly way to do so, the SR Performance Polished Underdrive Pulleys might just do the trick, in which case you can find it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.